Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mind Your Own Business and the Higher Life Project. We are on week 3. We've talked about clarity, exactly what we want, and really thinking about who we need to be to get that and to be that. And I really encourage you to think of what your 3 words are that would define your ideal self. If you haven't found those words yet, really dig deep. And find those 3 words. And remember, you can change them anytime you need to. So don't be worried about that. Last week, we talked about productivity, right? And productivity is not a measure of hours worked. It's a measure of how well we're moving the needle on what matters most. And isn't that exciting? And then today we get to talk about energy. Now, you are going to need energy to reach your goals, aren't you? You're going to need energy in APL Go. So let's just start out with a quick little discussion. Like, why would it be important, do you think, to have energy? Unmute yourself. Why is it important in APL Go to have energy?
We have to talk to as many people as we can.
Yes. And people require generous levels of energy. You're going to need generous, excessive levels of energy. Yes, thank you.
Right.
I think it's also, sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, you want to be the product of the product. I mean, the product gives us energy, and if we can't be energetic, they're going to say, well, it's not working for her because she's not doesn't have the energy.
What a great point. We are in the health and wellness business, everybody. Lisa, was that what you were going to say?
That was exactly where I was going.
Oh, boom. Well,
we also need it.
We
need the energy to get through the no's so that we can keep going and staying consistent through all of those no's.
Definitely.
Love it, Anna. Love it. Don't let your
energy is attraction, right?
Yes.
So like if you have good levels of energy, it gives off the aura. And if you feel good, people want that because it's certain. It gives off a confidence. We've all got more than one thing that we're doing. Whenever you're building it, you need energy to build. You need energy to create. You need energy to, it's many things. It's flow.
I love that. We need energy, and energy attracts. Okay, thank you, everybody. That was amazing. Put more in the chat if you want to. But I want you to assess yourself. Remember, we assess ourselves. We don't judge ourselves. We assess ourselves. So I have 3 questions for you to assess, 0 to 10. And you can kind of see over time if these move, okay? So 0 to 10, with 10 being the most. I have the mental stamina to be present and focused throughout the day. I have the mental stamina to be present and focused throughout the day. Rate yourself 0 to 10. I have the mental stamina to be present and focused. Are you feeling distracted? Do you get easily distracted? Does your bandwidth get taken because you're easily distracted and doing too many things? Okay, number 2, I have the physical energy I need to achieve my goals every day. I have the physical energy. Do you feel in your body that you have the physical energy you need to achieve your goals every day? And number 3, in general, I feel cheerful and optimistic. In general, I feel cheerful and optimistic. So put in the chat room what your total score is out of 30, and let's just share. And I'm going to share with you such good news today, because the good news about energy is you can generate it through the power of habit. I was the last person to get this memo. I was clinically depressed. I did not have the energy that I have for you right now. You are meeting a version of Erin that was created in the last 8-9 years through the power of habit, which is fascinating, because I used to think the people with generous levels of energy, they just got lucky and it was just handed to them, and how the heck did they get it and why didn't I? And now I am literally one of the happiest people I know. It's annoying sometimes how generously excited I can be all the time, right? But I wasn't this. And so I am a living, breathing testament that you can create this, which I think is such good news. And I'm going to give you the actual skills to create it. so that you can move the needle. Awesome. Thanks for sharing your numbers, everybody. So here are the kind of concepts we need to look at. One is we need to realize that those 3 questions I just asked you, energy is mental, physical, and emotional. And I'm going to add spiritual. Energy is mental. So there's habits we need to give our brain, thoughts that are energetic for us. There are thoughts that will move us forward and thoughts that will move us back. It's physical. We're going to talk about optimizing health. It's emotional. We're going to talk about how to change our emotions and deal with those. And it's spiritual. We're going to do all this in the next 10 minutes. Okay. And spiritual means, are you connecting with your higher source? Are you connecting with your highest self? I believe your superpower is your higher power. And yes, I will make the t-shirts, everybody. I even have the logo. We're gonna love that one, right? Okay, so here we go. One of the things I want you to understand is this statement, and Brendon Burchard coined this, I think, but the power plant doesn't have energy, it generates energy. The power plant doesn't have energy, it generates energy. So how the heck do we generate energy? We're going to generate our own energy through the power of habit. And first, we're going to look at our transitions each day. Every time we go from one activity to the next, it's called a transition. And we know that the happiest, successful people master their transitions in a unique way. Transitions are this: powerful spaces of freedom between tasks. Pamela Zimmer, she smiled when I said it. Powerful spaces of freedom between tasks. So this, my friend, is not a transition. This is not a transition. What is a transition? A transition. Every hour on the hour, every time you transition from one task to another, there's 4 words you can think of. Release tension, set intention. Release tension, set intention. So what could you do? You could scan your body for tension. You could scan your emotions for tension. You could say, wow, that was a doozy of a call, but now I'm getting on this other call, or now I'm going home to my children and I'm going to set my intention. What's the intention? Is who we want to be and how we want to show up. What is the energy I want to bring to this space? What is the energy I want to bring to this person? You're going to need to generate it over and over and over and over and over throughout your day to be a high performer and to live the higher life. So every time you have a transition, practice, release tension, set intention. Okay, so that habit will build and will become your new norm. And you will be able to generate energy. Energy is not generated by going to Cabo, although can I get an amen? I get it there. But energy is not generated by going on a week-long vacation. Energy is generated, not sustainable energy. Energy is generated every transition. You've got like 16 of them every day, 16 hours you're awake probably, okay? 16 opportunities to generate the power in the power plant, okay? Okay, so that was kind of a mental cue of how to kind of focus on that. I want you to think of this concept too, and it's bring the joy. And how do you do that? I want you to think of what are the 3 emotions that you want to be your emotional home. What the heck do I mean by that? What are the, Kristen Vandermeer, are you oohing and eyeing me? Oh my God, I know. Okay, what are the 3 emotions you most want to experience every day? I want you to think, okay, share in the chat room. Do you know that emotions are habits? And the emotional home that you have right now is the one that you're comfortable in. Whether you like it or not, it's true. And now I don't have Garth to go and get the dogs. I don't have Garth, everybody. Your emotional home right now, the 3 emotions you experience the most are the ones that you're familiar with the most. You might not like them, but if you're agitated a lot, if you're frustrated, if you're anxious a lot, and maybe you have sprinkles of joy, that's your emotional home. We can change our emotional homes. Guess what? How? Okay, how could you become more patient? You have to practice being patient. How do you become more joyful? You have to practice being joyful. How do you become more grateful? You practice being grateful. I mean, life-changing. Profoundly simple, but profound, right? So these 3 emotions that you want to experience in your business life, in your life, you can practice those every day. What are the three big emotions you guys want to feel? I want to feel passion. No, that's hard to imagine. passion. I want to feel like I'm winning. I love winning is my love language. I love to feel like I'm winning. So anytime I can feel that, like I can feel like I'm winning by doing housework. Like I can find winning anywhere. It's not, peaceful. Yes. Joyful. I love to feel joy. Yes. Whatever you are your words. Yes. So Kristen's going to go looking for places where she feels achievement. And she's going to start her day and she's going to start wondering, I wonder where I can feel achievement today and peace and joy. And guess what? She's going to go find them. Because guess what? If I tell you right now to think of a pink elephant, you're all thinking of a pink elephant. The brain goes and finds what it's looking for, people. You can't help it. It doesn't know how not to do that. So you go looking for these emotions and they will become your new emotional home. That could save us thousands of hours in therapy. That lesson right there, my friends. Although I've given lots of money to therapy. Okay. Happiness, confidence, passion. I love it. Okay. Okay. Last, I'm going to share with you quickly. I don't know why I thought we could do this masterclass in 20 minutes. Good thing we're going to be together forever. Okay. The last thing is physical. We've got to optimize our health. So I'm going to share with you the ladder of vibrancy. And over time, we're all going to work on creating these habits. But if you look at the happiest, healthiest people, they all kind of do this thing. So your ladder of vibrancy, you're going to have some numbers involved here. 1 to 2, write down 1 to 2. Happiest, healthiest people take 1 to 2 breaks every hour. We just talked about that. You could do a squat. You could talk to God. You could get some water. Those are breaks. You could look up at the sky. You could get some negative ions. You could, right? 1 to 2 breaks. Okay, 2 to 4 is the next one. 2 to 4. 2 to 4 healthy, nutritious, actual clean eating meals a day. Now, if you're an athlete, training for APL Go Survivor, do what you need to do for the love of God. Do what you need to do, Tina D'Angelo. But most of us humans don't need more opportunities to graze all day on the food, okay? 2 to 4, beautiful, amazing, healthy, actual real food. You're gonna need that for energy, right? Okay, 4 to 5. 4 to 5, 4 to 5 is 4 to 5 liters of water. It's about a gallon. You will not get water toxicity. You will not float down the river. You will be so good. And do you know our brain cells need to be hydrated to connect? So if you feel brain fog or you feel like you're just blah, that's probably because you're dehydrated. Do you know the number one cause of lack of productivity is fatigue? And the number one cause of fatigue is dehydration. The number one cause of lack of productivity. So if you're not getting the results you want, drink your way to success, my friends. Drink your way to success. Okay? 5 to 6, 5 to 6, 5 to 6 meditations a week. This can be 2 minutes, can't it, Pamela? You don't have to go to yoga class, although you can. 5 to 6 meditations. Just connect with the fact that you have a body. Connect with the fact that you have a breath. Julie could train us on the breathing. She's an expert in it and amazing. 5 to 6 meditations, okay? And last 7 to 9, we all know what that is, sleep. You cannot sacrifice your sleep to get more done. You have to sleep to get more done. It's the dishwasher effect. It wrings out all the toxins in your brain and body. You sleep your way to success, my friends. Okay. So we talked about release tension, set intention, and creating the power of habit and transitions. We talked about optimizing our health with the vibrancy, ladder of vibrancy. And we talked about the 3 emotions you want to be your emotional home, because that's going to activate, fancy word, your reticular activating system of your brain. And your brain just goes looking for whatever you tell it to look for. And it goes on search of it. Remember, if any of you were ever pregnant, I don't know if you experienced this, but all of a sudden all the pregnant people of the world appeared. I was like, where have they been all my life? That's the reticular activating system. So my brain's just looking for things that I tell it to look for, okay? So the last thing I'm going to tell you is this, and then we'll open up for discussion. I want you to think of this phrase, look at me. Look at me. If you've worked with me long enough, you know this phrase, but look at me. And what do I mean by this in terms of energy? I want you to link up certain things you're doing for your health and link them up to your success in APL Go. I literally have trained my brain when I'm at the gym. Look at me growing my empire. Look at me being a good mom by getting myself on this treadmill. Look at me, because I know this vessel is the business partner. This vessel. Look at me getting closer to my $1 million paycheck by connecting with God every morning and figuring out who are we going to serve together and what are we to do and how are we to be. Look at me. So connect the things in your life that are, look at me drinking my way to success. I've heard that this will make me productive. Look at me. And I know it's not coffee, but look at me. Like connect your habits with where you're going. Look at me getting one step closer to Mexico, and you're drinking your water, whatever you need to do to train your brain that you are connecting them. It's super powerful. So I'll end it there. We'll open up for discussion. So don't go anywhere. I'm going to stop the recording, but thanks for joining the Higher Life Project. And I can't wait to hear about how it energizes you.